or one, one. The telepathy is no longer credible, or there's very little credibility to it. They're just sitting there manufacturing all day. Key point. One. Two, never trust anything you can't authenticate, especially manufactured telepathy. If you don't know if it's my mind or the telepathy manufacturers, like I'm saying, and there's a receiving end. And if it comes from a speaker at a receiving end, there could be a little shitbag typing into it. There could be a little shitbag talking into a microphone. So if you can't decipher between the two, don't trust it. The people at that telepathy booth or whatever the hell they call it, they sit there purposefully tampering and manufacturing evidence for discrediting tactics, political abuses of psychiatry, orchestrating frames, slander, cultivating animosity. That's what they're hired to do. So they sit at this place they call a telepathy booth that I hear in my mind, and they literally sit there just manufacturing, whether they're typing into a speaker or speaking into a microphone into a speaker. They got some hustle. They're manufacturing because sometimes I hear stuff that's not in my mind at all. So that I hear coming from that receiving end telepathy. The receiving ends, I receive telepathy, but then my telepathy goes somewhere and there's a receiving end, and I can hear it come out of some receiving end, such as like a speaker. I hear a little voice, whether it's someone sitting by a computer reading what's from my mind or it's coming out of a speaker. But if it's a computer and a speaker, there's someone typing into the speaker, or there's someone seeing what comes up and then saying it into a microphone. They have no credibility. Never trust those people. Key point. Uh, and never trust anything you can't authenticate. Rule of thumb. But yeah, like I said, their job is to discredit, slander, cultivate animosity, try to make me look psychotic. So never fall for that amongst whatever the hell else. Yeah, they sit there slandering people. They pretend to be my mind, talking rudely to people. It's never me. I say how I feel on goddamn YouTube. So if you want to hear how I feel, I'll say it on goddamn YouTube, or I'll say it in my letters to law enforcement about how I feel. But yeah, I'm not gonna sit there making up shit on telepathy. That's some shitbag. Yeah, I don't talk about my ex girlfriend rudely at all. So that's another thing they've been doing. Um, Bet my life. So those are the telepathy booth people saying weird, making up stuff about whoever. Oh, I did not say any name. So that's more manufacturing. Whoever I keep hearing them say something, I'm like, that's not true, or that's slander, or eat shit. You're a fucking weirdo. One time I gave him a verbal slap, but I'm kind of fed up with it now. I don't know what they're doing, and I'm kind of fed up with their animosity tactics. Don't rely on it. Don't rely on their telepathy booth. It's not credible. You should find who those guys are, because not only are they doing highly illegal shit, and slandering people and trying to intimidate and coerce civilian populations with slander, because no telling who they're slandering people to. Because these kids, these terrorists, they actually slander to people to and make stuff up about people to people armed with implantation weapons, gamma radiation weapons, and other weaponry to coerce murder and crime. False claims of betting manipulation, false claims of this, false claims of that. Bet my life on it. So they're terrorists. Bet my life, and they're murderers, and they purposely slander to attempt murder on people by coercing crime. Bet my life. So although it's slander with malice, they are purposely slandering people to specific communities to coerce murder and crime on them. Bet my life on it. People armed with WMDs, such as radiation dispersal devices, like a gamma radiation satellite. Bet my life on it. So those kids are involved with repeated accounts of attempted murder through slander. One, my theory, Iago. Um, Two, they're also involved with falsely accusing people of being betting manipulators to coerce crime and murder, or being terrorists. So how are they not in prison? Saying this is my theory, this is what's going on is one thing, but writing to law enforcement saying, this is what I'm told via telepathy, this is what I'm experiencing, this is what they claim, this is what they tried to pull me into, this is what they said, and I told them to eat shit, etc., etc. Here are suspects is way different. I'm not sure of the truth. This is what I'm analyzing. Blah blah blah. That's something entirely different. But these kids are literally going out saying so and so is a terrorist to a community of other terrorists and criminals armed with weapons to coerce crime and murder. Key point. I've never bent the knee to anyone, so these kids make up shit. Like I've said a million times, these people control the telepathy, so they control what I hear and don't hear. So if they're running some argument or running something, I won't hear it. They even have ways to manipulate and manufacture telepathy and pretend like I'm in a conversation when I'm not. So don't fall for any of their hustles. So I'll sometimes hear a word or two, and then they may be impersonating me and pretending I'm talking to them when I'm not. So they have so many telepathy hustles, your mind would be blown and you rely on that shit. It's a waste of your fucking life and a waste of your time. What you should do is rely on real investigative strategies and real technology you actually know and understand and know how to authenticate what you're seeing as real. And that'll be a much better guide than wasting your life away trying to learn and understand technology that these kids are secret of and don't tell you all the hustles with it, specifically so they can manipulate you, frame people, coerce you to murder innocent people, and then tie your hands and blackmail you. Part of their technology is a blackmailing tactic. They're not just trying to bog you down with stuff you don't understand. They're trying to make you think you understand things you don't, and then trying to drive you to commit violence and crimes that they can then catch you in and then tie your hands. Key point. So don't forget that. I'm Alexander Surya Jayani, born June 5th, 1984. You should see long black hair and a man bun, eyebrow ring, mustache, lower lip hair, chin beard. For instance, they've been lying about Frame Squad for a while. So no telling how long they were telling people their technology, their readings, their mind outputs, etc., were infallible and potentially driving people to violence and thinking they had key evidence and they were potentially committing crimes or arresting people or whatever. And then it turned out to be some Frame Squad tactic. And then they were harming or arresting innocent people illegally. That could be a piece of this hand tying exercise. Key point. So spread the word. So never trust anything you can't authenticate. Don't be a dumbass. You guys are smarter than that. And they got, and let me put it this way. When I tell you this, swear on my mother, they have so many telepathy hustles, so many different devices, so many manipulations, and they are creating new manipulations and hustles daily. Bet my life on it. So don't even waste your time with it. Operate in reality. Stick to what you know. Praise Jesus.